Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the squad. If you're watching this video after the live, I will post in the description roughly where the reading starts, because it takes a couple minutes for things to get cracking in the live, because I wait for people to show up in the room before I start reading so I don't speak to an empty crowd. That being said, I am your host, Keith, your man of letters, here to bring information, knowledge, and entertainment, most importantly. If you're new, welcome to the squad. Feel free to subscribe. Tell us who you are. Tell us why you'd like to be here and what you'd like to learn and what you'd like to share. And if you're old, thanks for being here. Thanks for being squad. Give me a second. That actually is perfect right there. We'll hope that this stays as it should. It will. I just gotta dial it in. Cool. Wait a couple seconds for people to join the squad. Bum, 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 bum. So we're doing the Kybalion, and I picked out the chapter of cause and effect. Cause and effect is also known as, causation is also known as cause and effect. It says that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. Plain and simple, nothing happens without an instigation of some. Nothing happens for no reason, in other words. That is the law of cause and effect. So the idea is to do a live reading and commentary, because obviously things come up during the reading that people want to know about, that people want to inquire about, that people want to share about. And I figured a commentary would be a great way to do that. Make something new, freshen up a bit, you feel me? So that being said, we will start in just a second. What's up, Alicia? How's it going? Hope you guys, this holidays are going well. Merry Christmas, or whatever it is that you celebrate. Yeah. Hi, welcome. If you build, you know what else is pretty dope? I try not to have too many candles going at one time because I get hella trigger happy with the candles. But I might light this fresh ass pyramid candle right now. Just because we're on a live and we're going to get this shit cracking. So how you guys doing? I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for checking in. We can wait a couple more minutes for more people to come, or we can crack this off with only 4 of us. I'm down for either or. Also, we're about to dress this candle with cedar essential oil right now. Da, 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 da. Cedar oil is, I think, my new favorite smell of all time. And you guys have gotten packages from me so far. I literally smother your guys' packages in just pure pharmaceutical grade cedar oil. I walk through the post office and everyone turns and looks at me because all the packages reek. I just smell like a goddamn Christmas tree walking through the post office. All right, cool. So I decided to do law of causation, which is law of cause and effect, because we don't talk about it very much, but I could read whatever chapter you guys want. If you can make a decision in the next like 30 seconds or so. But if you've been following my channel, we've done polarity quite a bit. We've done vibration quite a bit in context of the law of attraction. And we've done the the law of mentality quite a bit too. Gender we did once. The law of rhythm we don't do very often. The law of cause and effect we don't do very often. The law of correspondence we kind of do here and there. Plus, we got some sweet tunes going with us this time. But I personally like the law of cause and effect a lot. I think it's not one of the funner ones, but I think it's one of the more important ones in terms of well, they're all really good in terms of personal development. So Alicia, this will be perfect for you then. We're going to do this one solely for Alicia, because if we touch one person, then that's... Sorry, that came out wrong. If we help one person, then we've done our job. I was saying it's the same. Don't believe in karma. Cool. Well, karma's related to cause and effect. I don't know. I don't study karma. I know what it is, but I don't know the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of karma, so I can't really say whether or not I believe in karma, but the law of cause and effect I do believe in, and it'll be good. I have music playing in the background to keep it interesting. If the music is too loud, let me know now. I can turn it down. All I want to do, boom, 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 is light my candle and light my J. So thank you for your guys' patience. You get to watch the lighting of a fresh pyramid candle. Free candle to whoever can nail this song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. Good evening, Salavi Studio. All right, we're going to begin on the law of cause and effect, you guys. All right? I've been feeling good lately. Like, not good like happy, but just at ease lately, you know what I mean? Peaceful. And it's been really nice. Okay. We will begin in about 1.5 minutes at 7:55 on the dot, because I have a weird OCD thing about starting at odd numbers. 7:53 is just not a nice time to start. So let this be noted, if one of you guys can remind me, that when I upload this for people who weren't here on the live, that the reading starts at about 10 minutes so that they don't have to find it and zigzag through. No, that was the wrong button. Shit. 7:54. Less than a minute. I hope you got your cups of tea ready and your candles ready and whatever else it is that you use at nighttime ready. Okay, here we go. Just an hour 10 found you. So there's no such thing as coincidences. LXX Uxen. If I pronounced that right, welcome to the squad. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. Everyone say hello to LXX Uxen. Or at least tell us how to pronounce your name so we can give you a proper hello. Okay. We will begin. Chapter 7 of the Kybalion. Causation. Also known as the law of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. The Kybalion. The great sixth Hermetic principle, the principle of cause and effect, embodies the truth that law pervades the universe, that nothing happens by chance, that chance is merely a term indicating cause existing but not recognized or perceived, that phenomena is continuous, without break, without exception. The principle of cause and effect underlies all scientific thought, ancient and modern, and was enunciated by the Hermetic teachers in the earliest days. While many and varied disputes between the many schools of thought have since arisen, these disputes have been principally upon the details of the operations of the principle. This is an introduction to the chapter. Let me get into the meat and taters. Okay. A little consideration will show anyone that there is in reality no such thing as pure chance. Webster defines the word chance as follows: a supposed agent or mode of activity other than a force, law, or purpose, the operation or activity of such agent, the supposed effect of such an agent, a happening, fortuity, causality, etc. But a little consideration will show you that there can be no such agent as chance, in the sense of something outside of the law, outside of cause and effect. How could there be a something acting in the phenomenal universe independent of the laws, order, and continuity? Such a something would be entirely independent of the orderly trend of the universe and therefore superior to it. We can imagine nothing outside. So this is what they're getting at. What it's saying is that for something to act out of order, there's an order to all things, right? Night follows day, day follows night, up, down, left, right, opposites, right? For something to exist outside of that order is to be God. And there can only be one, there can only be oneness, there can only be one, the all, from which everything extends from. So basically what it's doing, a lot of what the Kybalion does is it sets up the principles with philosophical banter, if you will. Which is kind of cool, which is why I appreciate the Hermetic philosophy so much, is because it's thought-provoked, it's nature provoked. It makes sense first, and then it kind of hits you with how the principle works. So we're going to get into the principle itself in just a second. Um, um, so some confusion has arisen in the minds of persons considering this principle, from the fact that they were unable to explain how one thing could cause another thing, that is, be the creator of the second thing. As a matter of fact, no thing ever causes or creates another thing. Cause and effect deals merely with events. An event is that which comes, arrives, or happens as a result of consequence. No event creates no event creates another event, but is merely a preceding link in the great orderly chain of the events, flowing from the creative energy of the all. So again, it's saying, while there is a law of cause and effects, there is no cause, original cause, other than the original thought that set everything into motion. All cause and effects are just links. So, for example, um, you could say a plant is caused by, or the growth of a plant is caused by the energy from the sun. So the cause was sunlight, and the end result was a plant manufacturing sugars, growing. But the sun wasn't the cause, because the sun came into formation by a collapsing nebula, which created a star. So you could say the nebula was the original cause, but the nebula wasn't the original cause, because the nebula could have been a result of a supernova, which cast gases out into the universe. So you could say the gases was the original cause. But it's no, where did that star come from? So basically, you go all the way back in time to the original cause, which was the thought, the all. The Hermetics, the Kabbalion calls the all, which is not God. It's not a person. It's not a he. It's not a she. It's not a thing. It's undescribable. All we can say about it is that it's conscious, which is very important in the law of cause and effect. I'll just skip to that part. Part of the law of cause and effect says that you can't have an effect that doesn't contain within it a piece of the cause. So if you grow an apple tree is the cause. You growing the apple tree, well, the effect is the apple tree produces apples. It wouldn't make any sense to plant an apple tree and it starts making lemons, right? It would defy the law of cause and effect. So all things, when they create something else, imprint onto that other thing a piece of itself. The original motion was thought. The original cause was thought, and everything was created as a result of that. So because of the law of cause and effect says that you and I must also be conscious, be of thoughts, and we too must also create originally with our mind, starting as an idea and then solidifying into the real world. Hello, some people just said hello. Who's that? Lizzie, what a doo-doo. Nexus, Deuce, peace to you too. This is my friend yesterday, Kyla and Lun. I can't remember what you said to call you, man. Loon. Lun. Cool, Lun. Nice. I'm glad we're chatting about cause and effect then, because it's a good one. So I will carry on. Again, let me know if the music is too loud. I like, clearly, as you can tell with all my candles and shit, I like setting moods, particularly with music. So if it's too loud, just let me know. I'm finding a good spot. Okay, I'll pick off. Here we go. one of the series of events arising from the tiny bit of damn it, that's a bad spot. Proofread likewise or arouse. That's a long ass. Okay. Stop to think for one moment. If a certain man had not met a certain maid, away back in the dim period of the Stone Age, you who are now reading these lines would not be here now. And if perhaps the same couple had failed to meet, we who now write these lines would now not be here. And the very act of writing on our part and the act of reading on yours will affect not only the respective lives of yourself and others, but will also have a direct or indirect effect upon many of the people now living and who will live in the ages to come. Basically saying nothing you do isn't going to influence the future. Okay, it goes on further to say, we do not wish. I feel like I'm gonna move. Hold on. I feel like I'm gonna light my hair on fire. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, y'all. Here we go. Okay. Más mejor. We do not wish to enter into a consideration of free will for various reasons. Among the many reasons is the principle one that neither side of the controversy is entirely right. Both sides are partially right, according to the Hermetic teachings. The principle of polarity shows that both are but half-truths opposing the poles of the one truth. The teachings are that a man may be both free and yet bound by necessity, depending upon the meaning of the terms, and the height of truth from which the matter is examined. The ancient writers express the matter as thus. The further the creation is from the center, the more it is bound. The nearer the center it reaches, the nearer free it is. That's a gold mine of information right there. I've had my own thoughts on this about extending out from oneness. Because as I've mentioned before in my other videos, leaving oneness we had to do by a veil. To have the illusion of separation from oneness, we had to have our ego. Gives us our identity, gives us our individuality. Me as Keith, you as John, you as Lun. And then we're cast out into the blackness, we're cast out into the nothingness of existence, of the infinite mind, to just create things, pop up as little stars in the vast blackness of the universe. But the further we go from source, the darker it is, right? I mean, I have my candle. See, this is my candle, nice and bright, shining super bright, but you turn it around and you see nothing but darkness. Right? Nothing but darkness. So, the wonderful thing about that, and the terrible thing about that, is that the further from source you go, the darker it is, and when things are dark, you can't see, and when you can't see something, and then you see it, it's called discovering it. So, hey, I discovered a new island because I didn't know it existed. It was out there in the blackness and the infiniteness of space, and then I came across it, boom, discovery. So the further from source we get, darker it gets, but the more adventurous it gets. You know, that's why when we look out into the night sky, you ever notice how looking into the night sky is I get lost much easier looking at the night sky, because in the day I can it's like it's the sun and us. But at night, in the darkness, you see into the depths of everything, and you see the potential, and you see the wonder. So that was a little bit of a tangent, but the law of cause and effect basically is saying that the further from creation is from the center, the more bound you are. The more bound by your ego, the more bound you are by your identity, the more bound you are by the physical laws of that space that you're exhibiting. And don't think of this purely as a philosophical thing or a literal being in space thing, but to your life too, because that's sort of what the law of cause and effect is about. That everything's tied together with everything else, like the holographic universe, you know. Everything contains a piece of everything else in it. So you can use these laws and apply them to everything. If you have a business you're running, apply these laws to your business. How does this relate to personal skills, how you communicate with people, how you express yourselves, how you speak, how you think, how you choose to send out a package, or how you choose to email networking? I don't know, you guys. But the point is, you have to use your imagination just to make the connections and to see how you can use these laws in a way that's practical to your life, that's meaningful to your life, that's like usable in your life. Yeah, that's it. So we'll carry on with this. We're almost at the end. We only have 3 paragraphs left. So it goes on to say that the majority of people are more or less the slaves of heredity, environment, etc. This is my favorite part. And manifest very little freedom. They are swayed by the opinions, customs, and thoughts of the outside world, and also by their emotions, feelings, moods, etc. They manifest no mastery worthy of the name. They indignantly repudiate this assertion, saying, "Why, I certainly am free to act and do as I please. I do just what I want to do." But they fail to explain whence arise the want to and as I please. What makes them want to do one thing in preference to another? What makes them pleased to do this and not to do that? Is there no because to their reasoning and wanting? The master, right? The master can change these pleases and wants into others at the opposite end of the mental pole. He is able to will, which is kind of a hard concept. He's able to will. The master, he or she is able to will, not, well, I'll keep going. He is able to will instead of to will because some feeling, mood, emotion, or environmental suggestion arouses a tendency or desire within him to do so. Do you want me to break that down for you guys? Or do you want me to keep going? Because it's kind of a tricky one, but we're almost done at the same time. Damn, I got this stuff all over my hands, and it's... All right, we can break it down. So people, I kind of touched on this when I made a video a couple weeks ago about intuition, and I said that people think they're using their intuition and saying, you know, like, I meditate and therefore, you know, I'm in touch with the other side and my intuition, and there is such thing as an intuition. There is such thing as intuition, but I think most of the people, especially if you're raised in a first world country, what you think is your intuition is just programming. And I gave various examples of hundreds, if not thousands, of scientific studies that show over and over again that they can influence people's decisions while the people think they are actually making their own decisions of free will. So what the law is saying is that most people think they have free will to act and do as they please. I do what I want, I do as I please. But what they're saying is why? Like, where does the want come from? Like, I'm sending out candles, right? Because I want to do something that makes me happy and that makes me money doing it and is worthwhile to the world, right? Those are kind of my three criteria. What they're saying is that those three criteria are not coming from me. It's the desire to be happy, it's the desire to be financially healthy, and it's the desire to be useful. The master of himself, of these laws, he wills to will. That's what they mean by wills to will. So I will myself to sell candles because of the fear of being unhappy and doing something that I don't like, the fear of not having money, and the fear of not being useful. So those three things are the driving factor to my will in this operation. But the master slowly but surely steps away. Each decision they make isn't driven by an outside influence. They do because they do. They act because they act. They think because they think. They will because they will. The wording is a little weird because this is written in like 19. Called me. Hope it didn't cut you guys off. You guys still there? Dad, if you're watching this video, I can't answer your phone call in the middle of a live. You're gonna... Oh, shit. I just got a text from my dad saying, call me as soon as you can. It sounds important. You guys, I'm probably going to have to start this back because it sounds important. So I'll hop back on in a few minutes. If you're down to come back, come back. I'll talk to you guys in a second. Peace out.